Give me the tea. What's the drama? What's happening in your life? I want to know.
So boom, me and the man was in a relationship. I'm talking about deep in love. So I thought. So we were going trips together, late night talks, be laid up, just, vibing. The only red flag was he always had an excuse about me coming to his house, which I should have known something then. But like I said, that was the only red flag. Like we were, always together. Let's talk about our plans, our future together, our kids. Um, it's true what they say, love is really blind. Then one day the man just up and vanished, y'all. Like no contact, no communication. I'm blowing up his phone, no answer. I couldn't go by his house, but it was like, what's going on? Like how you just up and leave me like this? And now I'm hurt because mind you, me and him had done been together for 2 years. So I'm like, my heart is aching because this was my person. This was, my man. So I'm lost, hurt, confused, mad, angry, you name it. It was me because it's like, sir, you just up and vanished. You just up and left. Okay, so fast forward, it had to be like 2 or 3 weeks after, he left me hanging. I received a message from an unknown number saying, I don't know. This is exactly what the message said. I don't know if you heard, but Michael passed away. Y'all, what? Y'all, so my heart instantly dropped. My stomach turned. I was sick. I just could not believe. So I'm looking at the text message and it just keep replaying in my head. Michael passed away. What you mean my man passed away? And I didn't know anything. So at this point, I really thought the person was playing with me because, again, it was from an unknown number. Y'all, come to find out, he passed away for real. So I found out that he had passed away for real. And of course I went to the funeral. And as I was pulling up to the funeral, it's just like the energy felt weird. It was just off. So I went in the funeral and they gave me an obituary. So as I was reading the obituary, I was walking, to see him in the casket, trying to get it together, hold my composure. So I'm reading the obituary, y'all. Why is saying the man had a wife and 3 kids? Sir, what? So now I'm raging. So now I'm walking up to his casket, knees about to buckle. I'm mad. I'm pissed. I have questions, but you dead. So I can't even ask the questions that I have. Then I get to the casket, I'm, showing my condolences and stuff like that. I'm crying hysterically at this point because I don't know if I'm more mad or sad. So then someone taps me on the shoulder and asks me, how do I know him? Y'all, I couldn't hold it. I said, that was my man. And before I knew it, this lady face turned white as snow. And she was as shocked as how I was walking down the aisle reading his obituary. Y'all, why the lady said he was my man too? So here it is, me and this other lady up there, both claiming to be his lady. And then as I look out the corner of my eye, I see his wife, who I didn't know anything about, staring at the both of us. And her energy, it was just written all over her face that she knew what was going on. So before I can process all of this, a third lady then walked up with the same story. So now I'm just completely all over the place. So as the funeral went on, I just couldn't hear anything that anyone was saying, you know, at the funeral, because at this point I'm mad, I'm disgusted, I'm angry, I'm sad. And I did hear when the pastor says now his wife is coming up to speak. Y'all tell me why when the wife got up to walk to the podium, that lady gave me a death stare. She then walked to the podium. Y'all would not believe what happened next. So now the wife is up on the podium and she clears her throat and got straight to it. She said, you know, thank everyone for coming out today. Mike was a good man, a good person, so I thought. She then said, but I'm realizing today that I really didn't know him at all. She said, I have one question. How many of you that are here today thought you were in a relationship with my husband? Y'all, there go my heart. It dropped again. I was like, wait a minute. This is, you know, by now y'all know the whole funeral had now turned into a whole mess. Not only did I never raised my hand. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that today. You get what I'm saying? I didn't raise my hand, but 5 other ladies raised their hand. Y'all, it was a mess in that church. So basically the room got quiet. It's like you can hear a pin drop. The wife just nodded, and after that she just walked out the funeral. She didn't cry. She didn't say anymore. She just basically just walked out. And y'all, when I tell you that after that it was just, I can't even explain it. But as everyone was trying to get themselves together, his best friend stood up and said, well, since we are all telling secrets, I have something that I want to say. So y'all, the wife had done walked out the funeral. I said that in the last part. So the best friend then stood up and was like, since we're telling secrets, I have something that I want to say as well. Y'all, in the back of my head, I was like, this can't get no worse than what it already is, but then it got worse. I'm thinking the best friend about to say, you know, he's sleeping with the wife or whatever like that. I don't know what I thought he was going to say. But I did not think that he was going to say what he said. Y'all, please tell me why the man got up there and said, I love Mike more than any of you ever could. Wait a minute, sir. What? Huh? Y'all, I looked around and everybody's face was stuck. The mama looked like she was about to pass out. Mind you, the wife had done walked out, so she ain't heard none of this. I looked at the mama again and her face was on the floor. Y'all, I looked at the casket and I promise you, I thought I seen it shaking. That man was trying to get up out of there. No. Y'all, then he said, and I don't care what any of y'all think. Baby, so not only was I the side chick, I wasn't even in the top 2. Y'all, after that, the best friend then walks up to the casket, put his hand on it, and said, you always told me I was your real soulmate. Now you don't have to hide no more. Mike, wake up. Mike, you need to get up now. The funeral had done turned into a real life reality show. I was so embarrassed and disgusted. All I could do is get up and leave, y'all. I was just done for. So like a week after his funeral, I received another text from an unknown number saying, "You will not get away with killing Michael." Excuse me? Huh? Y'all, when I say my heart dropped again, listen, somebody playing with me. What do they mean? I won't get away with killing Michael. So now I'm pacing back and forth like, what is really going on? How do I go from a grieving girlfriend to a prime murder suspect? Then I received another text message saying, "I know what you did, and soon everyone else will know." Excuse me? The next day, I received a call from an unknown number. So I answered it, kind of skeptical, and I said, "Hello." And the person said, "Hey, is this Miss Moore?" And I said, "Yes." So they was like, "This is Detective Harris down at the police department. We need you to come in to answer a few questions in regards to Michael's death." So I'm like, "Well, sir, I don't know what's going on." He was like, "Listen, the sooner, the quicker you could come, the better off it'll be for you." So I'm like, "Wait, hold up now." So after that, he hung up the phone. So now I'm pacing around like, wait a minute. First of all, how we went from Mike just dying to him being murdered. Y'all, this is beginning to be a little too much for me. So I was scared, nervous, but I went down to the police department. When I walked in, it was his wife, me, and I think like 3 or 4 other females in there. So I'm looking like, okay, what's really going on? Mind you, I know, what's going on with him having a wife and, the side pieces, but I just didn't know why I had to be, coming down here. So, y'all, I'm sitting down and it felt like hours had went by before they called me to the bay. So, they called me to the bay. The detective introduced himself, and was like, "Did you have a relationship with Michael?" So in the back of my head, I'm like, "Lord, I ain't trying to lie, but what is really going on?" So I just told the truth. I said, yes, I did, have a relationship with Michael. So I was like, yes, I had a romantic relationship with Mike along with his wife and like 5 other chicks. So why am I here? So I began to, get a little nervous, but I held my composure. So he then passes me a folder and was like, "Open it." So I opened the folder. It was Mike hooked up to tools, machines in the hospital. So I was like, okay, what's going on, because I never knew really how he died. So basically the detective was like, he just didn't die. He was poisoned. What? So the part that got me the most was the detective said that the poison was put in something he ate or drank 24 hours prior to him passing away. So I'm like, okay. Then he passed me another envelope, y'all. And in this envelope, it was the receipt from the restaurant that me and Mike went to. So he was like, "You were the last person that was with him. Didn't y'all go out to eat?" So I'm like, "Yeah, we just went out to eat. Nothing more, nothing less. And I damn sure didn't poison him." The detective then said, "You was the last person that ate with him before he passed away. You were the last person that was with him before he passed away." Y'all, at this point, I was about to pass out. I don't know what was going on or what I had got myself into, but I was praying that God got me out of it. So then another detective walked in and was like, Miss Thompson, which is his wife, had something that she wanted to say. So now I'm sitting up straight like, wait a minute. What in the world is going on? So the detective let the wife walk in. Why this lady sat across from me, y'all, looked me dead in my eye, and said, "It should have been you." Man, what you mean it should have been me? So now the detective Harris was like, "Miss Thompson, you said that you had new information." He looking like he wasn't expecting for her to say this, and I'm looking bumfumbled like, what, man, what? The lady ain't showed no remorse, not a tear. She wasn't sad. She looked at me again and said, "It should have been you. You were supposed to drink the wine, not Michael." Y'all, when I say I could have flipped the table. So the lady sat there cold as ice and said, "You think I didn't know about you? You think I didn't know about all of you?" So I'm just like, wow. So she said the night that y'all went to dinner, I sent over a special gift, which was the wine. The lady then said the only problem was he drank it first. So after he did drink, I didn't know it was the wine, but after we was eating and he, felt real sick and he was like, "I need to go." He was like, because he just felt really sick. I didn't think anything of it. He said, "I'll call you later," and we left. At this point, y'all, I can't breathe. This lady was really trying to take me out of here. But guess what? I serve a good God. The weapon formed, but it did not prosper. Because at the end of the day, I didn't know this man was married. Okay. So after that, so now Detective Harris looking at us back and forth like, what the hell is going on? She then said, "You was never supposed to walk out that restaurant alive."